It grew into countless creatures, covering the planet, living on every continent, in every environment, from land to the air to the sea. The fight to eat or not be eaten was the driving force. How did all these animals come to be? Why are they all so different? Each has evolved over many millennia to become the fastest, the strongest, the smartest. They have all developed unique tools and skills to their surroundings. They are survivors. It sums up the reason for every creature living on Earth. Darwin saw that all life comes from one ancestor. The amazing variety evolved because they are chosen by nature. Animals born the right shape or size will live. Those who are not are doomed to die. It is the survival of the fittest. Among the most ancient creatures alive is a living dinosaur, the crocodile, the largest reptile on Earth. There are 14 species of crocodile on Earth today. Most live in and around the tropics. Crocodiles can be 7 meters long and weigh 1,000 kilograms. They've been around for at least 65 million years, perfectly evolved to kill. This is the strongest jaw in the world. It can bite down with a force of over 1.6 tons. Once locked in here, there is no escape. Crocodiles might look primitive, but they have finely tuned hearing, smell, and eyesight. In East Africa, the crocodile's favorite food is preparing to move out. To survive the dry season, zebra and wildebeest must migrate to greener pastures. To get there, they need to enter the world of the crocodile. They must cross the Mara River. There is safety in numbers, so both species cross together. At first, a few brave individuals test the water. The crocodiles are alerted. Crocodiles can swim over 30 kilometers per hour. They can even run on land in short bursts. But their preferred method of killing is ambush. A mass of animals plunges into the river. For the crocodiles, it's hard to select a target in the frenzy of movement. But there's always one, a stumble, a weaker swimmer, the very young or old. Most of the herd will get across the river to safety, but the unlucky few will be snatched by the crocodiles. The winners will produce offspring who are stronger, faster, smarter, so these herds will continue to evolve to survive. The crocodiles are also evolving to survive. They are cold-blooded animals, so they can live on a kilo of meat a day, but they do not know when the next meal will come, so they fight for every scrap of food. This aggression guarantees the strongest will survive. They will pass on their genes to their young. Darwin's survival of the fittest continues to play out every day along this river. darkness falls, and another primeval creature is about to rise. A creature of myths and nightmares. Bats. They live in colonies inside caves and emerge at night to feed. They are the only mammal with the power of true flight. Bats have evolved to hang upside down. Their claws are designed to grip hard, the perfect position for a high-speed takeoff. Over 1,200 different kinds of bats exist today. 3 feed on blood, but most eat insects or fruit. Some roost on the ceiling in the thousands. Staying close together will keep the bats warm in the chill of the cave, and this gymnastic sleeping arrangement keeps them out of reach of most predators. The sky at night is the dominion of the bat. Swiftly flying, they dart through the air pursuing their prey. At night, bats are the kings of the air. They are precision flyers, and they see with their ears. Each bat is sending out a high-pitched noise. The sound bounces off everything, giving the bat a clear picture of the surrounding darkness. It's called echolocation. It means the bat's prey has almost nowhere to hide. These amazing animals are able to adapt to survive. A few species dine on fish. Perhaps this is the reason bats have survived for 50 million years. Our planet is dominated by the sea. It covers over 2/3 of the surface and can be as deep as 10 kilometers. One species has been living here for 400 million years. These creatures have been perfecting their design through generations of swimming, hunting, and killing. They are highly sensitive to prey, and when they find it, they are fast and ruthless. Sharks. Over 500 different species of sharks live on Earth. They all have unique shapes and skills to survive. The hammerhead's bizarre head shape allows it to see above and below at the same time. They've also been seen using their head to pin down rays and skates before eating them. The tiger shark is built for high-speed turns. It has a wedge-shaped head to cut through the water, and a high back and dorsal fin to act as a pivot. The great white. Some of these monsters grow up to 6 meters. They can swim over 40 kilometers per hour. Their size and strength protect them from almost all predators. Sharks are perfectly designed killers. Their streamlined bodies are covered in nerve endings. They can detect tiny movements in the ocean from far away using electroreceptors. They are so sensitive they can pick up electric currents as small as a billionth of a volt. A school of barracuda. These ferocious predators can be over 2 meters long. They will attack en masse, taking on fish even bigger than themselves. But today, the barracuda are the prey. The fish form a ball of swirling bodies to confuse the attacker. They have been spotted by a black-tipped reef shark. Reef sharks are attracted to splashing movements and can detect the scent of blood from injured fish. When other sharks are present, the excitement builds into a feeding frenzy. Seals. They live in the colder waters of the Great White Territory. Many of these seals have learnt that if they swim out on the seabed, they are safe. But if they stay on the surface, the shark will strike. The seal is no match. The albatross very rarely needs to rest. But when he does, he's in immediate danger. The surface is the perfect hunting ground for this shark, and the albatross is its next meal. Sharks live in almost every marine environment, from warm coral seas to cold, open oceans. Every creature below or above the surface could be in the sights of one of these ancient ocean predators. To find one of the oldest survivors on the planet, we must travel from saltwater to fresh, from the tropics to the temperate regions, from open seas to rivers and pools, to an island continent that's been drifting alone for 99 million years. The platypus, a semi-aquatic egg-laying mammal. This strange creature has larger prehistoric ancestors that lived in South America. But now it only lives in Australia. The male has poisonous spurs on his hind legs. Venom production peaks during mating season, so these spurs are probably used to compete for a female. Platypus live in water that is often turbid, with low visibility. The platypus is very well adapted to such an environment. Their bills are the ultimate tool for catching food when you can't see far ahead. Rows of receptors precisely detect the tiniest movement in the mud. The platypus is well equipped for life in the river. Skin between the toes has evolved to form webbed feet. Homegrown flippers for underwater speed and maneuvering. Even their choice of food is a key to survival. Platypus eat a broad range of animals, so they have many options. From insect larvae and worms to crustaceans. Even though they are made for life in the river, they can only submerge for a couple of minutes at a time. Australia is a dry continent, and platypus need water to survive. If the waterhole disappears, their food disappears too. So rain is a welcome sight. The platypus is a monotreme, one of the few mammals left on the planet that lays eggs. And for this, she must build a burrow in the riverbank. Platypus fur can trap a layer of warm air. Even when the weather's wet, she stays warm and dry. And if the worst happens and food supplies dwindle, the platypus has one more trick. She stores surplus energy as fat in her tail to be used up in lean times. It might be a bit odd-looking, but this funny creature has evolved the perfect collection of tools to survive. One group of creatures has made a dramatic move to survive. They swim like fish, but have lungs like us. These animals are giants. Whales. 50 million years ago, their ancestors lived on the land. Then they decided to return to the sea. The humpback whale swims an epic migration every year to breed and find food. One of them is the largest animal that has ever lived. The sperm whale can dive to a bone-crushing depth of 2,000 meters. At these depths, they hunt their favorite food, giant squid. The orca can leap clear of the water. No one knows exactly why they do it. Perhaps to surprise prey, or perhaps they're just being playful. Orcas are large dolphins and can grow up to 9 meters in length. Most live among the ice floes of the poles, where there's a rich supply of food. This pod of whales are planning their attack. They are apex predators, feeding on fish, birds, and seals. The seal pup has no idea. Even the shallows can be dangerous. Orcas can swim 50 kilometers per hour and often beach themselves to catch a meal. Some seals are fast enough to escape, but one gets caught. This behavior is distressing to watch, but the whales are trying to stun the seal to make it easier to eat. By working as a team, the orcas get a meal and live to swim another day.